In the previous session, we have discussed about line command, and let us move on to the next command, which is polyline. Before discussing about polyline, I would like to invite your attention to one more thing. See, for drawing a line, what we have done is we have picked the line icon from the draw menu, or you can even draw a line by typing line at the command window, the bottom left. You always keep an eye on this line, command line. Okay, line. So we can draw lines like this. If you want to draw inclined lines, again press F8 and keep on drawing like this. In between, if you want to again draw lines with straight lines, press F8 and you can draw straight lines. Okay. So here, if you want to delete all these lines, there are different ways of doing that. One, go to modify, select erase icon from here. Okay. You can pick one by one like this and enter. This is one way. You have to select one by one. Another way of selecting or deleting all this is, again go to erase. Here you can cover all these lines inside a single window. That is, you can make a window from left to right like this. You simply click on the left side and drag the mouse towards right. Make sure all objects comes under this blue window. Click. Now see, you can see all these lines were selected and enter. It's gone. The other way, one more way of doing this, again erase. At this time, what I am going to do is, I am making a window from right to left like this. This time you can see the color of this window, which is green, and see the border, it is like a dashed line, a dotted line. Okay. Previous case, it was when we made the window from left to right, it was a continuous line, the border, and the color of window was blue. In this case, what we have done, we have enclosed all these objects under this window. But when you make a window from right to left, see, if I make a window only up to this point, here the last line, this one I am not covering under this window. It's partially covered. Still it got selected. Note the difference. If I am making a window from left to right, here see, the last one is not fully covered. This one is not fully covered. So that is not got selected. But when I make a window from right to left, even if it is not covered by this window, it got selected. See, again here you note at this point, okay, this point you note. See, the whole lines got selected, because wherever this cross lines, this cross window pass through, all the objects comes under this path gets selected. This is the way of erasing. So why I discuss about this property, you will come to know now. This is all about lines, okay? Keep it here. Now let us move on to polyline. Draw polyline. Just like lines, see in the command line, it is asking for start point. I have choose one point to here, here, here. Now I want to draw an inclined line. Press F8. Here. Now I want to draw a straight line. Here. If I want to close these lines, see the capital letter C here in the bottom. C. C for close. Simply type C and enter. It's closed. If you don't want to close, enter. That's all. The basic difference of these lines and polylines you can note now. All these lines I have made with one command, like line, see, all these lines using one command, okay, enter. These are all lines. But all these lines are different lines. These are all individual lines, continued one by the other. But in this case, polyline, if you select, see, this is one object. If I want to erase, I have to simply click anywhere on this line. It's got selected. In this case, these are all individual lines. So normally, some in big drawings, it can be mainly in civil drawings. What we do is, we make the boundaries, we make the roads and many other things using this polyline, because sometimes we may require to change the layer of this whole line, the color of this whole line, even the line style of this whole line. Then if we make this with the line, what we have to do is, we have to pick each and every line individually. Now this is a simple sheet, but in a complicated drawing, there may be many objects. So it is not easy to pick each and every lines individually. If you apply the erase command and enclose this with a window, even in that case, there may be some objects, like suppose if I draw a line here, circle here, here, and now if I want to remove only these lines, I cannot apply this window here, because these circles also comes under this window. That will also get selected. Then what I can do is, I have to go and pick each and every line individually. But if it is a polyline, you can simply select anywhere. Gone. This is the basic difference between line and polyline. And another thing, in line you cannot give any width. This is simple line. You cannot give a width. Again, if you want to see the properties of the lines or any object, simply type list, select the object. See, now you can see it's a line. Okay, so its line, its length is again here and angle here. But in Polyline you can assign some width like this. Start point. Okay. Now you see here there are many options: arc, half width, length, undo, and width. As I said earlier, again, if you go deep into each and every part of this command, you will get stuck. So I will just give you an overall idea, and the rest you will learn by practicing. Okay. See, if I want to give a particular width to this polyline, what I have to do is I have to simply type W, which you can see in blue color, the capital letter in blue color, W. Now it is asking for starting width. Let us say I want a line to be drawn at a width of 2 mm. 2. So it is asking for ending width. The starting width I have given as 2. So the CAD assumes that you want the ending width also as 2. So whatever you have given, this starting width will come as a default value for ending width. If I don't want to change that, you have to do nothing. You have to, width 2, ending width I want 2 only. See, a polyline of width 2 mm is here. List constant width 2 mm. This is a polyline. Constant width 2 mm. Okay. In this case, this is a line. Now, just hold on. Now, draw polyline. Draw polyline. Starting point. Draw polyline starting point. अभी क्या हुआ कि जो लास्ट हमने पॉलीलाइन बनाया उस टाइम हमने 2 mm का विड्थ दिया, इसलिए उसके बाद जब भी पॉलीलाइन बनाओगी ना, ये वही वैल्यू रीड करेगा जो लास्ट दिया 2 mm. So in order to change that, what you have to do is type W, give the new value. I want 1 mm only now. Okay, starting with us 1 mm, and the ending width, if I want 5 mm, I'm giving 5 mm. It will draw like this. Enter. This means the starting width here the width is 1 mm and here the width is 5 mm. Again, if you want to check this, type list, select this. Starting width, see, starting with here 1 mm, ending width 5 mm. I will show you one more example, polyline. Width, W width. Now this time I want the starting width as 4 mm and the ending width as 2 mm. Enter. Here you see the starting width is 4 mm, ending width is 2 mm. Let us see. Starting width is 4 mm, ending width is 2 mm. This is what polyline is all about. And there are more and more options. Start. If I type A stands for arc. See, like this you can draw arcs. This is basically not arcs, these are polylines, but you can draw it like arcs. Arcs. This is a polyline only, okay, but in the shape of an arc. So there are many options within this, but the basic of polyline, that is what I have explained here. Okay. Now, polylines. Now let us go to the third command, which is a rectangle. How to draw a rectangle? Again, go to draw, select rectangle. Like in the case of a polyline, again there are options: chamfer, elevation, fillet, thickness, width. Forget about all these things. You read here, specify the first point. Okay, I am picking this point, and you can move the cursor in any direction like this. Select the other corner. That's all. Again, see, specify the first corner. I am picking this point. I am drawing to its bottom. Enter. Again, see once more. It is asking for first corner. I have selected this point. I want the rectangle to be drawn till here. Select that point. It's drawn. The another feature within the rectangle I will show you, which we normally use because it requires a rectangle to be drawn with a particular width. When you make a title block on all, you may require to make a rectangle with a particular width, bold. In that case, what we should do is type W, specify the width, just like the polyline. It is asking for width. I am giving 2. Specify first corner, next corner. See, a rectangle with 2 mm thickness, width is drawn. Enter. Starting point like this. Just like in a polyline, the last time what we have given the width is 2 mm. So it will automatically read 2 mm width when you apply the same command. So in order to change, then what you have to do is first type width 0. Okay, I'm picking this point, this point. It is drawn. This is how we can draw rectangles. Let us see how we can erase this, either by picking one by one. This is one way. Another way is cover all this, and the third way is, see, in this case I have not covered the whole objects, but wherever this fence goes, wherever it touches, जहां जहां टच कर रही है वो सारे डिलीट हो जाएगा बस. This is rectangle. Okay, now rectangle is through. Next one, SP line. SP line is nothing but a curved line. Draw SP line. See, if I want to make a curve lines just like a freehand drawing. If I am making a freehand drawing, use this command. I can draw. Press F8. Now you can move the cursor anywhere you want. You just use like a pen. You can use this. Enter. It's gone. Enter. It's gone. See, you can make anything. Just click. Just you have to make a path. You can draw SP lines like this. This is also a single entity. If you apply erase command, so erase, see the first one and the second one. SP line, see, just make a path. Okay, enter. This is one object, and like in the case of rectangle and polyline, here also you can see many options like method, nodes, object and all. No need to worry about these things. If I'm telling you, if I start explaining all these things, you will not get anything. Okay, so these things you will learn gradually. You should learn about it. I mean, you should be aware how to use the basic commands. I'm talking about this stage. At this stage, you should learn only how to use the basic commands. So this is the one command, SP line. It's very useful. Like in civil drawings, you know, sometimes we may require to show trees and all. See, if I am making a tree, okay, when you make architectural drawings, what you may require to do is, you may require to draw trees outside a home and all these things. In this case, you see SP line, how it works. Sorry, here I have to. It's like a tree now. You can make it as a tree in this way. Okay. How you may wonder how I change the color. You will also learn about these things. So this is very useful. SP line command, just to make freehand drawings. This is SP line. Okay. Now move on to the fifth one, which is circle. This is another very important command for all I mean for civil, mechanical and electrical. For all, SP line, you know, it is useful mainly for civil engineers, and yes, others may require, but not like the civil engineers. Line, polyline and circle. Circle is a very important command. How to draw a circle? Again, this also comes under draw, pull down menu, go to circle, where is circle? See, there are so many options in order to draw a circle. Let us discuss the basics only. Okay. Here, circle. Specify center point for circle. It is asking for the center point of the circle. Or 3p. P stands for point. 3 point. 2p. And TTR. TTR. First T stands for T, tan, radius. Tangent, and radius. This is another option. We can make three types within this. One is 3-point circle, another is 2-point, the third one is TTR, that is tangent to one, tangent to second, and radius. In this the third option, we have to provide 3 inputs to the command. Forget about that. You concentrate only on the first one. Specify the center point. Pick anywhere. And move your mouse outwards or towards inner side. Like this you can move. Okay? You can move. If you don't know the diameter, if you don't know anything, radius, simply type enter. Okay, the default value which was already there, it is see the diameter 1.0413 is already there. If you enter, it will draw a circle with that diameter. Draw circle center radius. I have selected one center point. Specify radius of circle. It is asking for radius of circle. If you know the radius of circle, if you know you want to draw a circle of 9 mm radius, simply type 5. Type 5, enter. Cross check, list, pick. It is a circle and you can see the radius 5 mm. Okay. Once more, circle, select first point, center point, select किया, उसके बाद देखो इधर देखो, specify the radius of circle. Radius of circle last हमने 5 दिया, वो already पढ़ा है कि 5 है. अगर आप अभी हम कुछ नहीं देगा तो ये 5 mm का रेडियस में सर्कल बनाएगा. ओके, फर्स्ट पॉइंट सेलेक्ट किया मैंने. देखो अभी मुझे पता है डायमीटर देना है मेरे को. आई डोंट वांट टू गिव द रेडियस. ये देखो ब्लू कलर में देखो इधर डी पड़ा है. ठीक है, इधर जो 5 है वो दैट इज द डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू. हमने जो लास्ट दिया 5 वही पड़ा है अभी. वो क्या है कि रेडियस है. अगर हमको रेडियस नहीं है, डायमीटर में सर्कल बनाना, ठीक है, इफ आई नो द डायमीटर, लेट अस अस्यूम कि 10 mm डाया में सर्कल बनाना, सॉरी 10 नहीं 20 mm. ओके, सी अभी इसको लिस्ट करके देख लो, आप सेलेक्ट करके देख लो. रेडियस इज 20, सॉरी समथिंग रॉन्ग आई हैव डन. सर्कल diameter 20 50 list last. Radius 15, that is diameter 30. diameter 30 मैंने पहले क्या दिया था diameter. See this screen, you can see this screen, you can see by just typing F2. You press F2, this is shortcut to see the screen. Okay, and you can scroll down this. So if you have any doubt what the value you have given, see here what I have given is radius of the circle. I have given 15. This is the value which I have given, and you can see that same value here as well. Okay, draw circle. This is center radius. Now center diameter option. Center, okay, diameter, specify the diameter. If I am putting a diameter of 2, enter. List, select the object, radius is 1. I have given the diameter as 2, so the radius is 1. It always shows in radius. See, here you can see I have given the diameter 2. But when you list, you can see the radius as 1. That means diameter is always 2 times radius. Confused? No, I will show you once more. Circle, center diameter option. Center, enter the diameter. Suppose 5 mm. Okay, dia. Circle is drawn. Just list. This is a shortcut. See, if you see the command line, I have not typed list. Instead of this, I have just typed li, list. Select. See, the radius is 2.5. I have given the diameter as 5. But it is showing radius as 2.5. Fine. It is always, diameter is always twice the radius. This is what circle, and 2-point, 3-point circle, it is also there. So how do we draw a 2-point circle? I will show you. Now I am drawing a line. Okay, line. I want to draw a straight line like this. Yes, drawn. And I want to draw another line here like this, drawn. Now I want to draw a circle within the endpoints, touching the 2 endpoints of these lines. Then what I should do is draw circle 2 points. So specify the endpoints of 2p. I am typing 2p, 2 point. Now it is asking for the first point of circle's diameter. ठीक है, मेरे को इस लाइन का एंड पॉइंट सर्कल पे लेना है. सो आई टाइप एंड, एंडर. देखा, ये एंड पॉइंट पे एक मार्कर आएगा ऐसे. सेलेक्ट दैट पॉइंट. Second point, it is asking for second point of diameter. Again, I want end point of this line. Again, type end. Ender. End means end of. ये select किया. हो गया. दोनों लाइन का end point का टच करके एक सर्कल बना दिया. 2p. These 2 points, end of these 2 lines. That is 2p stands for. I will show you once more. I have a line here. Just a minute. I have a line here like this, and another one here. I want to draw a line at the end of this circle. I am typing just CI. Again, I prefer you guys to go and pick from here. Okay. Once you pick up the speed, once you thoroughly understand, better you use the shortcuts. C, I, and type 2p. 2p stands for 2 point. I want to draw at this side. Okay, end. Type end, because you want to draw the lines at the end of 2 points. Ender. End of, it is asking for, see the command line, it's asking for end of what? End of what? It is asking for end of what? End of this. Okay. Now it is asking for second point. कहाँ है दूसरा point? I am typing end. End of, मैंने बोला है end of this line. It's drawn. Got? This is very useful on, very useful command, circle. Okay. Now, see how can we draw a circle if we know 3 points. You can call it 3p. Circle. Now I want to draw a circle touching these 3 points. Type 3p. Specify first point, end of this. Second point, again, end of this. Third point, again, end of this. Got? This is what? 2p and 3p of circle. See, here you might have noted one thing. See, in order to draw this 3-point circle, what I have done, circle 3p first point circle. Here see, I am typing END, okay? Enter. Next also I know I have to draw through the end of this line. Again I have to type end of. Again I have to type END. This is, little bit time consuming, every time you have to type END. There is a shortcut. You simply type O snap. Note down this somewhere. It is very useful. O snap. A window like this will comes up. Okay. Here there are many options like endpoint, midpoint, center, node, quadrant, intersection, extension, etc. So if you select any of these or all of these, okay, suppose here I am selecting endpoint. I am not selecting anything else, endpoint. And you can see object snap on. In order to on this snap, you have to check this box, or the shortcut key is F3. There are mainly 7-8 shortcut keys that I will present it in a chart, and you can note down those 7-8 shortcut keys. Okay, very useful because you may record it very frequently, these shortcut keys. See, right now I am checking it here. Press OK. See, I am just erasing this. Now I am drawing a line, circle, 3-point. Now see, I am not typing END. I am just moving my mouse towards the end of the line. I am not typing END now, this case. It is asking for second point. I am not typing END. See, it is catching. It's drawn. So you don't have to type each and every time END. And the same way, if I want to draw a line from the midpoint of this line, okay, what I can do is I am typing line. See, now if I move the mouse anywhere near this line, it will catch the end. If I move the mouse towards left hand side, there are two halves. First half on the right side, second half on the left side. Anywhere near the left side, it will catch the left end. Anywhere, if I move the mouse anywhere towards the right end, it will catch the right end. It will catch the two ends, because in OSNAP command we have selected only endpoint. If I select this midpoint as well, okay, now I want to draw a line from the line command. Just move the cursor towards the mid. it will catch the midpoint. But remember one thing, if you move it towards the end, it will catch the end point only, not the midpoint. So if the end point and midpoint both are on, you make sure your cursor is near to the point which you really require. In this case, I want to draw a line from mid of this, like this. You can draw. Enter. See, again I will show you the function of OSNAP. Line. Okay. Again, here is a line. Here is a line. Now if you want to join these two lines here, the two ends of these two lines with a line, how will you draw? Line. The one way is type AND, enter, and move towards the first one, select the endpoint, and again type END, enter, move towards the second one, select, and enter. This is one way. But if your OSNAP, in your OSNAP, if endpoint is checked here, you simply have to type line, first point, move towards here, don't need to type, okay, select here, enter, enter or escape. If you move towards the midpoint, it will catch the midpoint only. If you move towards here, it will catch this point, end point. See, like this. In the same way, you can draw perpendicular, intersection, node or dot, everything. You see, perpendicular. Line command, first point, I am picking this point, midpoint, this thing. If I want to draw a line from end of this to mid of this, you can draw like this. Another way is line command, starting point end of, MID stands for mid of, like this. Okay, this is another way. And sometimes, you know, your OSNAP is on. OSNAP here, this is on. You can select all this with a, like this also, select all. Now you see, I will face some problems here. See, wherever your mouse goes, it catches something. This is the midpoint, okay, and this is the, see, if I draw from here, it will catch like this. I don't want that to happen. Here, why it is catching is, there is one option called nearest, this thing. The symbols you can see here, nearest. So if the nearest is on, you know, wherever your mouse moves, it will try to catch the nearest point. Nearest. Now this is midpoint. See, these are all nearest. This is end point. If you have to catch the end point, you have to zoom in and catch. Otherwise, you take the nearest point. Okay. Suppose और मान लो आपका ये OSNAP में ये ऑन है, आप कुछ लाइन यहीं से एंड पॉइंट से या कहीं से, नहीं तो इधर से एक इस पर टच नहीं करना, आप यहीं से कहीं से एक लाइन खींचना चाहता है, ये फालतू में जाके ये ऑन हो रहा है. सो इफ यू वांट टू कीप इट ऑफ, just press F3. Now you see it is not catching. F3. Again, if you want to OSNAP on, press F3. It's just like a switch. Now I am going to off, press F3. Okay, see, it's gone. This is F3 function. OSNAP on and off. So I have seen many people keep this on at all time, but that is not recommended. That is not at all recommended. That is not good. Sometimes it catches the wrong points. You will not notify this, especially in big drawings, huge drawings. You cannot zoom in, and check whether these lines are connected together or not. That will create some problem. So clear. I normally use what I need. That's all. I never choose this select all function. If I need endpoint, I'll just pick endpoint. That's all. I know now I have to catch only the endpoints like this. See, now it will automatically catch the endpoints like this. This is the OSNAP function. Okay. Again, now circle. There are three types. We have learned how to draw a circle with a center and radius. Diameter is almost same. You have to give 2 times the radius. And 2-point circle we have learned 3 points, and tangent radius. I will just simply show you one example. That is, people rarely use that. Circle and typing T, this blue T here. Oh, sorry. First of all, I have to draw 2-3 circles here. Now I am drawing a circle with tangent option. See, this is tang 1, this is 2. Now it is asking for radius 1. So this will draw a circle with 2 given tangents. Again, I will show you. I am typing circle T. It is asking for the first tangent. It is catching a tangent because if you see the OSNAP, no, that is not. Circle, tangent. It is taking, picking this one, and if I am moving towards anywhere here, it will ask radius 1. If I am typing 2, see, this is how it functions. Okay, so line, polyline, rectangle, SP line and circle, we have covered these 5, right? Now let us learn about arc. Draw arc. 3 points, start, center, end, start, center, angle, start, center. Oh my God. Don't worry. Start, arc, 3 point. Okay. Specify the start point of arc. Again, here in this command line, see, start point of the arc. Select any point. Now it is asking for second point of arc, third point of arc. So this is how we can draw arcs. Simple. First point. Now the OSNAP is on. You can see the OSNAP is on now. That's why it is catching that point. If you want, if you want to off this point, just see, I'm pressing F3. I don't want this to catch at this end point. Press F3. That is second point, third point. See, first point. Now I want to pick this point, end point. See, first point, second point, third point, first point, second point, third point. This is arcs with first point, second point and end point. Draw arc with 3 points. First, second and third. If you know the 3 points, okay. For example, I'm drawing a line here, okay. I'm going to make an arc now. Type arc or pick from here. Arc. This should be the first point. This one should be the second point. This one should be the third point. Got? And go to arc. Start center. Draw arc, start, center, end point. Now you see, starting point I am selecting here. Specify the center point of arc here. See, now it is asking for the end point here. I will repeat. Start point. The next point which you are selecting will be the center point of the arc. Okay, remember, center, draw arc, first point, this will be the center point. Next one I am selecting now. See, center point and end point. This is how we can draw arc with start, center and end point. Similarly, start, center, angle, start, again they go, either be here direction, radius, center, start, end, center, start, angle. There are so many options like this. So when you really make some drawings, you will find out which one will suit you. These are almost same only. As per your requirement, you have to select the options. Sometimes you must be knowing 2 points only. Then you can select start point, end point. You know the 2 points, start point, end point. And you can select the radius. Okay. Sometimes you must be knowing the angle. Then you can choose this one. As per your requirement, you can choose any one of this, but the basic function is same for all. This is what is R command. Now let us move on to ellipse. What is ellipse? You know, okay. Draw ellipse, center, axis and arc. 3 options. Specify center of the ellipse. Pick anywhere. End point of axis. I am picking here. Specify the distance to other axis or rotation. See, I am just simply clicking here. It's drawn. Center point, end point of axis. These are the 2 things. If I type R, what will happen? Rotation. Specify rotation around the major axis. See, now it has drawn almost a circle. So in order to draw an ellipse, what you need to do is you have to enter the center point and axis, end of the axis, and you can draw as you wish. See, like this you can draw. ellipse, arc. See, in this case, you might have noted one thing. I'm typing ellipse, arc. Now it is asking for end point of the axis, the second end point. Here, like this, I'm selecting the 2 points here. The one I selected this point, second I have selected this point. But in this second case, see here the difference. Here I have selected the center point and the end of the axis, like this. But in this case, I have selected this point and this point. Here I have selected this point and this point. This is how we can draw ellipse. Now polygon. Draw polygon. Before drawing a polygon, I will draw a circle here, and that will